52-year-old Neri Morales will spend decades behind bars for fatally shooting 42-year-old Amber Burton after an ongoing dispute about a lawnmower she sold him. On Thursday, the 20th of April, Neri was sentenced to 50 years in prison in connection with Amber's death in 2021, with a minimum of 20 years before he becomes eligible for parole. Neri was originally charged with first-degree murder, but entered a plea deal in February and pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter. He also pleaded guilty to burglary, intimidation with a dangerous weapon, and assault while partaking in a felony. At 8:35 p.m. on the 12th of September 2021, authorities responded to Amber's home at 904 Randolph Street in Des Moines, Iowa, after a neighbor called 911 to report that Amber may be in trouble. The neighbor said she heard screaming and what sounded like a struggle coming from her premises, before the screaming suddenly stopped. When officers arrived, they found Amber deceased on the couch with a gunshot wound to her chest. Witnesses told police that Amber had been having a dispute with a man who lived nearby, who allegedly owed her money. Investigators found surveillance video showing a man matching the description of Neri pull up to Amber's home in a red GMC pickup truck with a chrome toolbox around the time of the incident. The man is seen getting out of the vehicle and approaching the side door of the home with a shotgun and shot Amber during an argument. Investigators learned that earlier in the day, Amber went to Neri's residence and repossessed a lawnmower she had sold him because he still owed her money, which upset Neri. At the sentencing hearing, Amber's mother Valerie Burton said, "I understand Amber may have taken the lawnmower or some tools from you, and yes, this would make me angry, and that would be wrong of her if that happened, but this is one of the most stupid reasons I've ever heard to shoot someone." Amber was a 42-year-old single mother working long hours as a nurse to provide for her two children aged 11 and 14. Valerie has since taken over raising her children. In addition to the prison term, Neri was ordered to pay $150,000 in restitution to Amber's estate. A 34-year-old man has been indicted this week on over 15 charges relating to the deaths of 4 people, including a pregnant woman at a home in Cleveland, Ohio almost 4 years ago. Terrell Silver was charged with 15 counts of aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, aggravated robbery, having weapons under disability, and tampering with evidence in connection with the deaths of 20-year-old Juwan Willis, 19-year-old Ayanna Quitman, 23-year-old Christopher Monroe, and 18-year-old Jasmine Lawson. Authorities said that sometime between the 7th of September 2019 and 21st of September 2019, 2 couples were sleeping on 2 mattresses on the 3rd floor of a home at 3616 East 144th Street in Cleveland, Ohio. Authorities said that Terrell knew at least one of the victims and entered the residence with the intent to kill. He then fatally shot all 4 victims before fleeing the scene. Jasmine was 5.5 months pregnant at the time. Neighbours alerted police after noticing the home emanated a foul odour. On the 21st of September, investigators located the decomposing bodies in the attic of the vacant and abandoned home. Officials believe the corpses had been inside the home for about 2 weeks before being found. It took the medical examiner's office several days to identify the remains because they were so badly decomposed. Each victim had been shot multiple times. The Cuyahoga County prosecutor Michael O'Malley said there were no witnesses and there were no videotapes. There was nothing we really have in most of our cases. So it was a very difficult case and took a lot of old-fashioned legwork to really solve. Authorities said that DNA and gun tool mark evidence linked Terrell to the crime. The motive behind the killings is unclear. Terrell has a lengthy criminal history dating back to 2006, including prior convictions for aggravated robbery and weapons charges that saw him serve multiple years in prison. He was already incarcerated at the Trumbull Corrections Institution after pleading guilty to unrelated attempted robbery and weapons offences last year. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. A couple have been arrested after 2 children went missing from the home, with 1 child found deceased in a pond. At around 9:30 a.m. on Friday the 21st of April, authorities received a call from a woman who said a 5-year-old boy appeared at her home in the 2400 block of Old Highway 27 in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Due to the child being special needs, the boy could not communicate where he was from. About an hour later, the mother of the child, 25-year-old Brooke Mellett, and her boyfriend, 22-year-old John Walker, were reportedly asleep and did not even realise the boy had gone missing. While authorities spoke with the mother, it was realised that a 3-year-old was also missing from the same home. To assist in the search, every available deputy was called in, with the Vicksburg Police Department providing drone assistance. At around noon, the child was found in a nearby pond behind a resident's property, several hundred yards from across the street from the child's home. After CPR was administered, he was pronounced dead at the scene. Rowan County Sheriff Martin Pace said that the child's mother and her boyfriend are being charged with murder and also being held without bond. This does not mean they deliberately killed the child, he said. but that their alleged inaction led to the child's death. A 5-year-old child's in the care of Child Protective Services.